It's time for Discoveries with Dee. What are you discovering today, Dee? Golden Bachelor, Women Tell All. Was on last night, Thursday, November 9th. So if you're just watching and haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, there are going to be some spoilers that you might want to watch live. So I say click off this video and come back and then we'll talk about it. Okay, well, let's start off with the rose he didn't give out last week and he gave out this week. It didn't go to Faith. It didn't went to Teresa. Faith was devastated. Oh my gosh. I don't know. She was devastated. Oh my gosh. And she came on there. Did you see when he came out, they both cried? And I'm like, I still think he had a connection with her. I think the thing with her, and he was so hurt that he let her boys down. And that was just so sweet. I do like him. I do. He does cry a little bit too much for my taste, but I do like him. But yeah, he didn't choose Faith. I kind of knew he was going to choose Teresa. I keep forgetting her name. I kind of knew that was where it was going to go. Now I wonder. Now they show previews for next week, and he is like devastated. I don't know what I don't know. He's like, see, this is just as bad as feeling when I lost my wife. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. Then they'll have After the Final Rose, which will be live. But what I loved about the Women Tell All was the relationships they had with each other. Like, they really seemed like they liked each other, which I thought was really nice because, let's face it, most girls on The Bachelor don't like each other. But these are mature women, and they've been through the gamut. They know. They know how it goes. So I feel like they're what every woman should be at that age. Like, or even like they've learned that being catty doesn't get you anywhere. You know what? They had like that friendship bond, and it was so sweet to see. It really was. Like, did you see when they were showing that they were sleeping in bunk beds? Like, who thought that was right? Like, bunk beds? For anybody over the age of 16? Even a 20-year-old should not be in a stinking bunk bed. I was like, I don't think I noticed that in the show. Bunk beds. Because you can get out during the night and fall. I'm just saying. But I love when Kathy told herself to zip it. She even thought, Kathy, the one who said zip it to Teresa, even said, I think I went a little bit too far. But of course, they accentuated it. They did. It's drama. Like, ratings, drama is ratings. So yeah, I think they accentuated it. But it is what it is at this point. She had to be who she was. I give her credit. But what I got out of that is they all got hope. Hope that they could still find love at their age. And I thought that was such a sweet thing. Like, they felt worthy. They felt beautiful. They felt like women again, as opposed to feeling like mothers and grandmothers and kind of, and they made a really good point. Women of older age are always put out to pasture. Acting, modeling, anything. Like, it's always about the young, the young, the young. Well, just because you're a little older, a little gray around the roof, doesn't mean you're not a fire burning in that oven. That was what somebody used to tell me. Just because there's snow on the roof doesn't mean there's not a fire in the oven. So yeah, and I thought that was really, really brought out in that, and how he brought that out in those women. And that's what a lot of them were thankful for. Even Ellen, she was even thankful for that. After you get past the hurt, because you realize you don't really know this guy. Come on. You don't really know him. And I think they realized that too. It's like you've been around this guy 5 minutes. He's been making out with everybody too. So I really think Faith and Ellen realized that I don't really think we really truly were in love with him, because at that short of time, I think they were just more infatuated. They liked him. They liked the way he made them feel. And that sometimes gets confusing. Maybe it gets taken for love, but when somebody makes you feel special, beautiful, wanted, it's a wonderful feeling, and they just wanted that feeling to continue. Like the one woman said, I used to feel invisible until Gary, and Gary made me feel beautiful and desirable again. And that's a wonderful thing. I think that was such a great thing that resonated with this show is these women are still they're still women and they still want things that younger women want. So why not? So I think it's a great thing. And I think you're going to see more, I think, of this type of series from them. Maybe the Golden Bachelorette. Now, did you see when they brought Joan out? Now, I didn't see this last night unless I missed it, but I read it online that apparently when Joan left to tend to her daughter, who we found out had postpartum depression, really bad, and that's nothing to joke with, she was going to come back. She was in talks to come back. Her ticket was already booked to come back, but her daughter, she was only home a few days. And you just can't fix like something like that in a few days. Even if you get them the right kind of help, it takes more than that. So the daughter had a relapse or it got worse or something like that. So she wound up not being able to go back. I like the one part, she goes, I was hoping I opened my door and Gary would be on my porch. Honey, Gary had everybody else there. He didn't need to go on your porch. And he had a plethora of voluptuous women to choose from. Out of sight, out of mind. You know, he's a guy. Am I right? He's a guy. So I kind of felt for her. But yeah, I don't know if she said that last night. I know I read it today. So she was supposed to come back, but the daughter wound up needing a little, wasn't quite out of the woods yet. And, I get that. That's nothing to joke with. Nothing. So I felt for her. And, oh my gosh, the crying moment of the show when Ellen's friend, the story of Roberta came out, her friend who told her to apply, and she passed away before I was crying. I could cry now. That was just a beautiful friendship moment. And the daughter was there. And it's, no man going to take the place of your best girlfriend. I'm telling you. There's nothing like having that connection with a girl who's your friend who gets you and you get them and they just want the best for you. That's how you know a true friend. They want the best for you. They don't want to see you fail. They want to see you succeed. So pick your friends wisely and get a friend like Roberta. And that was just a beautiful moment on the show. I think everybody was crying. It was absolutely wonderful. It was great. The whole thing was great. It was just seeing them together as a cohesive group. Nobody being mad at anybody. Like the woman, I can't remember which one it was, fake the footing incident during the pickleball. That was fun. And all the outtakes. How about the outtakes? Oh my gosh. The one, who was it was it Sandra? She farted and it was so long. Like, that girl's got talent. I thought maybe that was edited, but I don't know. I was like, girl, she's go to the Guinness Book of World Record for the longest fart. and who was it? Susan with the was blaming the guac on her upset stomach or her gas, and no, it was the meatballs. No, again, so funny. And they were like, we are friends. We are bonded. We have friends for life. And I loved seeing that. So that was such a wonderful thing to see. You won't see that on the regular Bachelor because those girls got their claws out and gonna rip somebody's eyes out. But you know what? When you get mature, you realize it's a guy. You know what? You learn that. You learn it when you get older that, you don't need to throw your friends over for some guy because you know what? You know what they say about guys? They're few and far between. And no, I shouldn't say that. They're never, I don't know what you say, but you don't throw your best girlfriend over for a guy. Never, ever works out. And I love that, the hope and the friendship. That was great to see in there. And it was just beautiful. It was a really nice event. And then they ended it with, Faith coming out. And that was just gut-wrenching for her. And I don't know if I would have cried in front of him. I don't think I would have. I think I would have held back. Even though I just felt like I wouldn't have wanted him to see that. He didn't choose me, so he doesn't get to see that. That's how I would have felt like it. You don't get to see that because you didn't choose me. And heck, I would have walked off if he had to leave the room to make a decision. I'd have walked off and be like, you know what? If it's that hard, I'll make it for you. I'm out of here. That's what I'd have done. I don't care ratings or not, TV show or not. But, that was sweet of her. And, but just remember, Leslie, he, on the hometown dates, I want to remind you of this, he asked her brother for her hand. He didn't ask anybody else's for their hand. So I wonder, and then he explained about saying how much he loved her, because I was in the moment, and at that moment, I did love you. Yeah, I didn't buy that when he said that to Faith. I didn't buy it at all. I didn't appreciate that because I thought I would, if I were him, like, no, I would have been like, you don't say that to somebody unless you truly, truly mean it. So I think I give him props down for that because he shouldn't have done it. You can't throw the word love around like that. Just saying. So, yeah, Gary gets a thumbs down for that. Yeah, well, I didn't appreciate him saying that on all 3 dates because you can't possibly love all three. Well, you love them as a person. Yeah, but we're not in that. We're in this relationship phase. So that's what I didn't like about it. But that is my little recap for The Golden Bachelor 11-9. Women Tell All. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget I have that last few weeks. I will link that at the end of the video if you haven't seen them to catch up. And I will see you next week for, I think it's on next week. We will see for next week and see, you know, the sweets. Yes. And they did bring that up last night about, yeah, getting that fantasy suite. So it'll be fantasy suite week next week. So we'll have a lot to talk about then. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, join us here, and who knows what we're going to talk about or what we're going to do. But you want to be part of that, hit that bell, and I will see you later, Gators.